Dear Damon, many times I reminisce on how we got here. My earliest memory of you takes me back to when I was about 5 years old, when Mama moved us to the Ville. I don't remember exactly how we got here, but I know she left my father. And it was just you, me, and her. We shared a room, or at least I thought we did. Most of the time you kept me locked out until one day you finally let me in. You were sitting on the bed with a beautiful, light-skinned, freckle-faced girl named Nikki. She picked me up, and in my little boyish way, I was a little extra mannish, I touched her boob. All I can remember is you saying, "Let him do it." That moment, as wild as it sounds, was one of the first things I learned about being a man, and it came from you, toxic masculinity. Eventually, Mama moved back in with Dad, but you chose to stay behind. During those years, you got caught up in the streets, selling drugs, living with violence, secretly battling a drug addiction. When you came around to visit, you told me stories about the St. Louis underworld, the women you dated, the music you was bumping, and I was enthralled. I looked at you like a Greek god in the pantheon. You were my hero, my guardian, my big brother. When Mom and Dad divorced for good, Dad's absence didn't really feel like much at the time. So to help with bills and keep an eye on me, Mama had Uncle Greg move in. Uncle Drunk, as you would call him. He was something else. Funny one moment, impossible the next. While you moved back in, I was in the 6th grade, and it was a breath of fresh air. You teased Mom, saying she dressed me like a nerd, and that my clothes were skeet. you, you stepped in, bought me some Jabot jeans, some Shine John, and you helped me step my game up. You walked me through different neighborhoods, teaching me the lay of the land, where different gangs were, with streets to avoid, and how to walk with purpose. These were the survival tactics you passed down to me, lessons every young black boy in St. Louis needed to know. You loved me, you protected me, and I felt like I could take on an army with you by my side. Most of all, we bonded through music. On nights when Mom worked doubles, we blasted her stereo with the 6-disc CD changer. And one of the first CDs she played was DMX's first album. Now, if you know the words, please say it with me. It go, stop, drop, shut them down, open up shop. Oh, no, that's how Rough Riders roll. And I mean, we was just so amped. You was yelling like, yo, he up next, he that next nigga. Great times. But Damon, with great moments came darkness. You were addicted to heroin. As much as I looked up to you, things started disappearing. Mom's CDs, my PlayStation memory card, then controllers, eventually the whole system. They broke my heart. It hurt to know my protector, my hero, could hurt me that way. Mom would push you out time and time again, but you always found your way back. And even though I love you, I carried a grudge for years. You eventually got off heroin, but like Uncle Greg, you became an alcoholic. And watching the decline was painful. We argued, we fought, and one day it even came to blows. I won the fight, but it didn't feel like a victory. It felt more like a loss. Why would I ever want to harm you, my hero? But in the world we live in, men were taught we had to be tough, that fighting was a part of proving manhood. And after that, we didn't speak for about a year. It took the death of a friend's father to bring us back together. And through music, we rebuilt our relationship and our brotherhood. I put you on Kendrick Lamar and Tyler, the Creator, who I was listening to at the time. You often told me that Kendrick Lamar saved your life. Even though I still harbored anger, I saw how much you had grown. and I told you I forgive you. I told you I love you. So for your 46th birthday, I surprised you with Tyler the Creator tickets. We ate at Broadway Oyster Bar before the show, and I'll never forget the calmness in you that night. It was one of my favorite memories. At that time, I was scrambling as a full-time entrepreneur, but it was worth every dollar. Our connection was back. I felt like Voltron. We were whole again. Then came Mother's Day, May 8th, 2022, a day I'll never forget. I ate breakfast with our older brother, Maurice, and his family. On the way there, I told my child's mother how rare it was for people in our family to show love, and how you were one of the few who did. Later, at our brother's Maurice's house, we laughed and told stories about you. We celebrated you that day without even knowing why. That evening, I got a call from Mom. She said someone told her that you had been shot. I brushed it off thinking, nah, Damon's a soldier, he like Tupac. Couple shots can't stop him. I even joked, saying even if the world ended, it'd just be cockroaches and Damon still alive. But then I heard the seriousness in Mom's voice. So I rushed to the scene. And there you were, laying still on the parking lot. Gone. My worst nightmare. All the plans, the future memories, the lessons still left to learn were stolen by a couple of bullets. In the months after, I took that rage, that hurt, that pain, and I poured it into something by creating Black Men Read. In your honor. Being with the babies and fellowshipping with other men, it gave me a sense of peace. But nothing tested me like the court hearing for your murderer. At first, I refused to go. I didn't want that rage to raise up in me again. But I knew Mom needed me. So I went. I gave our family statement, and then the killer gave his. And when I looked at him, I didn't see a monster. I saw a kid. The same kind of young man who once stole my PlayStation. Flawed, yes. But with the whole world still in front of him. I thought about the social and economic struggles young Black men face, the poverty, the violence, the silence, the system built up against us, and I realized that both of you were from that same product, from that same broken system. And also understood that no one is perfect. I know I want God to forgive me for my mistakes, so who am I to not forgive another man? In that moment, I chose forgiveness. I even offered him a hug. He refused, but I felt light as a feather. Sometimes I think to myself that I went out like a bitch. But Damon, the love you showed me gave me strength. I learned how to forgive by accepting you and your mistakes. The day you died, I realized I didn't know how to receive love. I spent so much of my life idolizing toughness and survival, I didn't learn to let love in. But through you, I learned that masculinity isn't about revenge or toughness or never breaking. Masculinity is about forgiveness, it's about love, it's about facing pain head on and choosing to heal anyway. Damon, you will always be my hero. Not because you were perfect, but because you were mine. You gave me lessons only a big brother could give. Now as I raise my son, I'm passing those lessons on. He'll know that manhood isn't measured in the fights you win or the money you stack, but by the love you give, the forgiveness you show, and the healing you create in this world. That's the legacy I carry for you, and that's the masculinity I carry in your honor. Always your little brother. P.S. Maurice is with you now. Losing him so soon after you losing you has broken me in ways I can't explain. Yet has provided me with strength to move forward. Now the two of you are together watching over me, our family, and my son K2. I promise to carry both of your legacies forward and honor y'all by taking the parts I loved about y'all and making them my own. Unmasking and making a new masculinity rooted in love, forgiveness, and healing. Rest easy, my brothers.